Every single person is unique, but there are some people on Earth who take unique to a whole new level of uniqueness. Here in this video, we're going to look at the 15 most extraordinary people you really won't believe exist. From twins born with a mysterious condition to a man with a face like a balloon, these individuals defy everything that we think is normal or even possible. Number 15. Pablo Acuña. He was born without limbs, but even that did not stop him from raising his family, from living a life filled with dignity, purpose, and stubborn hope. Pablo Acuña was born in Paraguay without fully developed arms or legs. Doctors offered little optimism, and life offered even less mercy. Yet Pablo refused to disappear. He learned to move using a wheelbarrow, which became his legs, his bed, and his freedom. When his partner left, Pablo stayed. He raised 2 daughters with the help of his elderly mother, guiding them with wisdom despite never attending school himself. His daughters describe him as endlessly cheerful, deeply intelligent, and emotionally present. Dependence never made him bitter. Love never made him weak. When age caught up with his mother, one daughter returned from another country to care for him without hesitation. Pablo's story spread worldwide not because of pity, but because of admiration. He didn't conquer life loudly. He endured it quietly, proving that strength doesn't need limbs, only spirit. Number 14. The best friends. People say they need a psychiatrist, not a surgeon. What do you think? Because Natalie, Eve, and Angel are not what most people expect when they hear the word friendship. The trio bonded over self-expression, flamboyance, and a shared love for transformation. Together, they've spent nearly $500,000 on cosmetic procedures like BBLs, breast surgeries, rhinoplasties, fillers, Botox, and everything imaginable. Their journey wasn't smooth. Problems happened. Regret appeared. Pain followed. Still, they kept going. Not because they were lost, but because they were committed to becoming exactly who they wanted to be. Critics call it an obsession. They call it ownership. In Hooked on the Look, the 3 women meet in Miami to film content for Natalie's music video, proudly displaying bodies they fought for. Their bond goes beyond appearances. It's loyalty, validation, and choosing each other in a world quick to judge. Love doesn't always look subtle. Sometimes it's loud, proud, and surgically reinforced. But number 13, Hassan and Hussein Salih. Well, people who are disabled or have other rare conditions are not aliens. They're just like any other human who shares some common need for love. Hassan and Hussein Salih were born conjoined from chest to hip and spent their first 7 months physically fused. Separated in Britain in 1987, they made medical history, but their bond never loosened. Now adults, they still share a bedroom, emotions, and even physical sensations. When one undergoes surgery, the other feels pain. When one is anxious, the other loses sleep. They joke about marriage but fear what separation might cost emotionally. Their closeness isn't dependence, it's history. They shared organs, blood, and survival before they shared words. While they strive for individuality, their connection remains unbreakable. Doctors can separate bodies, but not bonds forged before birth. Hassan and Hussein live as proof that intimacy doesn't break freedom. It deepens it. Their story challenges how we define closeness, identity, and what it truly means to be whole. Number 12. Stephen Pete. Stephen was born with something almost no one else has. He's never once felt physical pain. He was raised in Washington and has a rare condition called congenital insensitivity to pain, known to affect only a tiny number of people worldwide. What makes this more heartbreaking is that his twin, Chris, had it too, but died from the very thing they both shared. From the very beginning, Stephen's parents sensed something was wrong. As a baby, he chewed his tongue to shreds without crying. As a toddler, he walked on broken bones without the slightest reaction. One time, and he had a fractured leg for days without even noticing. Pain simply doesn't exist for him, and that's more dangerous than anyone imagines. He's endured burns, severe injuries, and even surgeries without anesthesia, completely unaware of the damage. Now he speaks publicly about his condition, pushing for medical research and awareness. Stephen's life shows that a world without pain isn't a gift, it's a silent threat hiding behind every missed warning sign. Number 11. The Living Ken Doll. This man, or whatever you'd call it, has just one thing on his mind, and it matters enough that he'll take whatever it throws at him. Johnny Dillon doesn't want to look better like you and me. He wants to look completely manufactured. Raised in Hong Kong, now based in Vancouver, Johnny's entire existence revolves around that fixation. Botox, fillers. It's anything it takes to blur the boundary between human and mannequin. He spends about $800 each month chasing a look most would run from. His boyfriend Joel disagrees with the lifestyle. Doctors warned him to quit, but Johnny's locked in. He says this is how he feels like himself, and it's obvious he means it. No matter who glares, mocks, or walks away, Johnny isn't bothered. He isn't confused, and he doesn't need your approval. This isn't about clout or online attention. It's about control. And to Johnny, control means becoming something most people wouldn't dare try to understand. Number 10. Mariam and Mia. Mariam and Mia were born in this world already fighting. The twins were born with severe brittle bone disease called osteogenesis imperfecta. Their tiny bodies had fractures before they even took their first breath. And doctors told their parents to prepare for the worst. They nearly didn't make it twice, but they did. The months they have spent in the NICU turned into a steady climb. Then, surgeries followed. Doctors inserted metal rods in their limbs to help build bone density. By 5, they were doing things doctors didn't expect. We mean sitting up, feeding themselves, and rolling over without help. Every bit of progress was earned. Their parents signed them up for everything: speech therapy, physical therapy, aquatic rehab. Whatever might help, they tried. Now, with their younger brother Yusuf in the mix, their home finally feels like it's growing instead of breaking. "We started in fear," their mom says. "Now we're building something stronger." These girls don't just survive, they bend the odds without ever letting themselves break. On number 9, Jonna Ross. Jonna is 33, a single woman living in Kingsburg. And like always, people, being people, do whatever they can to shrink her even smaller. But as she says, size matters, just not the way most people assume. Jonna was born with a rare kind of dwarfism, leaving her barely 3 feet tall. Her body's shaped like any other adult, just compact, like someone scrunched the blueprint and still made it work. High school was brutal. Everyone else was dating, kissing, and figuring things out. She got silence. "Nobody wants to date a little person," she said. Even now, dating's different. No guidebook. Just patience, explaining, and awkward firsts. She's never done a blind date, doesn't have wild expectations, just wants something kind, something real. Jonna doesn't see her size as broken, just one piece of a bigger picture. And if someone can't see past it, they were never going to see her properly in the first place. All right, now, let's move to number 8, Magali Gonzalez. Sierra Magali's body ages like someone 60 years old. At 18, she lives with Hutchinson-Gilford progeria syndrome, a rare condition that causes rapid aging. Her skin is tight, her joints are stiff, and her energy wears thin fast. Doctors once said she wouldn't make it past childhood. So when she celebrated her quinceañera, it wasn't just a party, it was a miracle. She arrived in a lilac gown, in a carriage, wearing a tiara, glowing like royalty. Her symptoms started before she was 1, but her spirit never gave in. Even with the pain, the exhaustion, and constant medical needs, Magali lives full-hearted. Her joy is louder than her diagnosis. Her life, though medically fragile, is emotionally powerful. There's no pity here, just strength wrapped in glitter and grace. She didn't ask to be a symbol, but she became one. And not of illness, but of joy in spite of it. Her presence is solid proof that even the most delicate things can leave the deepest mark. Number 7. Ren was born without elbows or hands, but she figured out how to live her way. She calls her arms nubs and uses them for everything that normal people do, like makeup, typing, eating, and dressing. It's not big declarations, but daily life. That said, growing up was no breeze. Some guys wouldn't hold her hand. Some friends bailed when things got uncomfortable. But then came Timmy, a guy with a sharp sense of humor and zero hesitation. They met through an online dating app, started sharing their life online, and built a following without even trying. And their TikToks are cool, funny, and brutally honest. Trolls still show up, of course, but Ren doesn't bother with them. People with disabilities aren't helpless, she says. We just get there uniquely. She's not here to inspire, she's here to live. And the confidence she shows? It wasn't handed to her. She built it herself, on her terms, in public. And it's still growing, just like she is. Number 6. The Bogdanoff twins. These twins were famous for their extreme cosmetic surgeries, but there was far more to their lives than plastic obsession. A lot more. Igor and Grichka didn't just look like sci-fi characters, they lived like them. Born into European aristocracy, raised in a castle, surrounded by scandals, classical music, and myths, they were never meant to be ordinary. They hosted French science shows, claimed involvement in early Bitcoin development, and held controversial PhDs in math and physics. But not everyone bought it. Scientists laughed off their work. They fought lawsuits, defied critics, and denied ever having surgery, even as their faces transformed year after year. One saw himself as a misunderstood genius. The other swore he never touched Botox. Then in 2021, both refused the vaccine. Grichka passed first. Igor died days later, unaware his twin was already gone. Say what you will, brilliant, bizarre, or completely out there, the Bogdanoffs never blended in. They lived weirdly and left even weirder. What do you think about them? Number 5. Aliazia. Aliazia was born with a cystic hygroma, which covered his face and neck with balloon-like cysts. And the swelling was so bad at birth that doctors had to operate immediately just so he could breathe. Since then, he's relied on a tracheostomy tube to stay alive. Every few months, the swelling comes back, and with it, more hospital visits. He grew up in Kentucky and got used to stares, the names like Potato Head, the usual human cruelty. But he found one thing no one could touch: movement. Dancing became his outlet, his escape. When I dance, I forget everything, he said. By 2020, both his parents were gone. Still, he kept showing up, performing on Louisville's Big Four Bridge, drawing crowds with nothing but raw emotion and rhythm. TikTok made him visible, not famous, just seen. I don't dance for attention. I dance because it frees me. His body holds pain, but it never stops moving. And that's where his power lives. And number 4, Jesus and Emmanuel. We've all seen Abby and Brittany, but have you ever heard of Jesus and Emmanuel? These 2 Brazilian boys were born with 2 heads, 2 brains, 2 spines, but only 1 heart. They're not some medical headline. They're just 2 brothers figuring out how to live inside one shared body. The condition is extremely rare, dicephalic parapagus, and doctors say separation isn't even a possibility. Doing so would take their lives. So for now, it's about stability. Specialists are watching closely for anything that might go wrong, but they're growing, functioning, existing. And this isn't just science, it's real life. A mother, a small-town hospital, two kids living a version of reality no one around them can fully relate to. They don't know what the future holds. No one does. But for now, they're alive. And somehow, with one heartbeat and two minds, they're doing what people always do when the odds are stacked. They're making it up as they go. Number 3, Adrienne Lewis. Adrienne isn't chasing cheap fame. She's redefining what the human body can actually do. Her claim to fame is a tongue stretching a full 4 inches. We mean that's longer than a standard credit card. Born in the US, Adrienne's tongue isn't just for show, it's a spectacle. She can touch her nose, her chin, even her actual eyeball. Can you? But this isn't just novelty. Adrienne's built a massive following across TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Her tongue became a brand. She's now gunning for the Guinness World Record for the longest female tongue. Why blend in when you've got a literal superpower? What others might hide, she turned into a badge of confidence. Her current record holders are Nick Stobrel at 10.1 centimeters for men and Chanel Tapper at 9.75 for women. Adrienne's not far off. Whether or not she clinches the title, she's already transformed a biological rarity into something bold, proud, and entirely unforgettable. Number 2, Bella Hill. Well, magic is, obviously, a mythical and ancient thing. Humans only come with one kind of hair, unless you're Bella Hill. She was born with a head split clean down the middle, one side blonde, the other dark brown. Even her eyelashes follow the divide. Her mother says strangers used to stop her in grocery stores just to ask if it was dyed. Even today, Bella still gets curious looks, still hears the questions. She doesn't mind. Each morning, she chooses her part. One side shows off the blonde, the other shows off the brunette. She switches it depending on her mood or outfit. She says the blonde goes with pastels, the darker side with sweats. Her mom believes it's caused by poliosis, a rare pigment condition. But Bella doesn't care about labels. She doesn't explain herself. She just shows up as she is, rare, unapologetic, and not trying to be anyone else. And honestly, that's the most magical thing about her. Now let's end this with number 1, Edith and Eddie. They met in a senior home. Edith and Eddie Harrison, 95 and 96. Two strangers who found love in the quiet stretch of life most people call the end. They laughed, shared stories, held hands, and married. Their bond was soft, simple, and real. But the world around them made it anything but easy. After Edith was declared incapacitated by a court, her daughter moved her to Florida, separating her from Eddie. And he stayed behind in Virginia, heartbroken and confused. Weeks later, Eddie passed away. Their story wasn't about some late-life fairy tale. It was about how love can show up when no one expects it, and how systems sometimes crush the peace people earn. Edith and Eddie didn't need a long life together to prove anything. They had something honest, gentle, and worth protecting. It wasn't youth that made it matter, it was care. And maybe that's the most painful part. It should have lasted longer. We hope you found this video interesting. Thanks for hanging with us, and be sure to like and subscribe. We'll catch you soon.